Not again, Jalen muttered as his alarm screamed through the half-dark room. His phone glowed with 100 unread messages, most of them from work. At only 26, he was already drowning in a job he didn't even like, waking each day with the same thought, I can't do this anymore. But that morning, something shifted. Maybe it was the way the city's neon lights flickered through his window, or maybe it was the growing ache in his chest, telling him life shouldn't just be endless scrolling, emails, and exhaustion. Jalen dragged himself out of bed and into the noisy streets of Brimrose City. The city was alive. Food carts steaming, kids playing music on corners, people rushing like waves through the sidewalks. It should have been inspiring. Instead, it only reminded him that everyone seemed to know where they were going except him. At the cafe down the block, Jalen always saw the same old man sitting near the window. His name was Arion. White hair like cloud edges, eyes sharp but kind. He wore no watch, no suit, no rushing air about him. Just calm, every day. Jalen often wondered what secret this man carried that made him look so at peace while the rest of the world was sprinting in circles. That day, after spilling half his coffee on himself from nerves and frustration, Jalen muttered, "My life's a mess." Arion chuckled lightly from the next table. "Your life isn't a mess, boy. Your mind is." Jalen blinked. "Excuse me?" Arion leaned back, sipping his tea like time itself bowed to him. "You think the world outside is loud? Truth is, it's your head that's the noisiest place. Shape that, and the rest follows." Jalen wanted to brush him off, but something in those words stuck. That night, lying in bed, he replayed them. He thought about how his days were run by endless fear of failing, of looking stupid, of not being enough. Maybe it really is all in my head, he thought. The next morning, Jalen tried something new. Instead of grabbing his phone the second he woke up, he sat up, closed his eyes, and pictured the day he wanted. He imagined walking into work calm, speaking with confidence, even smiling instead of dreading each hour. For the first time in months, his chest didn't feel like it was sinking. At the cafe, he told Arion what he'd done. The old man grinned. "That's shaping, boy. Every builder starts with a picture in their mind. The same goes for life." So Jalen practiced. Each morning he pictured the person he wanted to be. He still faced problems, his boss still barked, traffic was still endless. Bills still piled, but he started reacting differently. Where he once thought, "I can't handle this," he began to think, "I'll figure this out." That small shift felt like finding hidden doors inside walls he thought were permanent. Weeks passed, and people noticed. His coworker Aria said, "You're different. You don't look crushed anymore." Jalen just smiled, because it wasn't luck or a miracle. It was the quiet work inside his own head. But then came the real test. One evening, his company announced layoffs. Fear hit the office like wildfire. People panicked, whispered, and Jalen's stomach twisted. The old Jalen would have broken down, but now he closed his eyes and reminded himself, shape your mind first, then shape the moment. He took deep breaths and told himself he wasn't powerless. When his turn came, his boss looked at him, sighed, and said, "Jalen, I'm afraid we have to let you go." The words still stung, but this time, they didn't shatter him. Walking home in the cool night air, he felt something strange freedom. If his mind had been shaped by fear, he would have fallen apart. But now it whispered, "This is your chance. Build something of your own." He thought of his love for design, how he always sketched logos and posters in secret. He remembered the joy he felt creating things, long before work drained him dry. That night, he made a decision. He would start his own small design studio. It wasn't easy. There were long nights, rejections, doubts clawing at the edges of his mind. But each time fear crept back, he reminded himself of Arion's words. Your life follows your mind. He shaped visions of success, of satisfied clients, of waking with excitement instead of dread. And slowly, his reality bent toward those visions. A year later, Jalen walked past that same cafe. Through the window, Ariane sat, as always, sipping tea. Jalen entered, grinning. "You were right," Jalen said. Ariane chuckled. "I often am." "I thought life was against me," Jalen said. "But it was me who let my own mind run wild. Once I took the reins, everything changed." Ariane nodded. "The mind is soil, boy. Plant weeds, and weeds grow. Plant seeds of vision, and you'll harvest the life you want." Jalen raised his coffee cup to planting, and as the city rushed by outside, he felt no rush at all. For the first time, he wasn't just surviving in Brimrose City. He was shaping it just as he had shaped his mind.